Okay, the Conjurer. Welcome back to Grim Dawn Basics. Let's talk about build combos videos. And today is the Conjurer. The Conjurer is probably your ultimate pet class. When I say probably, I think I mean definitely. Just to start, you have the Briarthorn with the Hellhound and the Familiar. And you have Conjure Primal Spirit. And you have the exclusive skill that's kind of pet-based. And you have Bonds of Baizmiel with Manipulation. So, just right off the bat, you have all these things that when combined together are a really easy build to make. Pet builds are pretty strong. They do require some gearing and some devotion love. But otherwise, I mean, they're just really, really easy to make when you're a Conjurer, because you just basically put points in the pets, put points in their abilities, put points in the things that buff them, and you're done. You won't be doing a lot. Your pets will, so it gets a little boring, in my opinion. But on top of, like, if you want things to do, if you want to have influence, and you kind of do need things to do to activate devotion abilities, you can use Grasping Vines, Curse of Frailty, and Sigil of Consumption to add in these dots that your pets are gonna hopefully aggro the enemies with the Ember Claw and Ground Slam abilities, and then you will put these things on the enemies to debuff them and put them in dots and activate your devotion abilities that your pets can't activate. So aside from the pet build, I think the other main go-to build for a Conjurer that's a really, really powerful build is a vitality damage based build. So Soleil's Witchfire has % vitality damage on its first ability and has flat vitality damage on its second. You also get a lot of vitality damage in a burst from Doombolt. You get a lot of % vitality damage from Possession, and then you have another vitality damage ability in the form of Sigil of Consumption, and you have another vitality damage ability in the form of Wendigo Totem, and actually with the Corrupted Storm ability on Storm Totem. So between the Sigil Dot and your two totems, you can actually throw out a lot of vitality damage. Oh, and Devouring Storm you can actually use as a kind of channeled, like, I have my stuff out, I'll Devouring Storm things and reduce the enemy's vitality res while my things do their damage. So there's a lot of synergy with vitality damage in this class that can result in a lot of output, damage output. Beyond that, the synergies kind of weaken. I'm not gonna lie. I think the main other thing you could really do is some sort of weird, like, Chaos Lightning maybe build with Soleil's Witchfire. And then you could... Oh, right, Vulnerability also reduces vitality res. So Vulnerability and Devouring Storm can get vitality res way down on your targets. Anyways, oh, bleeding damage. Never mind, we could do bleeding damage. But yeah, you could do like a Corrupted Lightning build, where you're using your melee abilities with Savagery and Primal Strike if you're using a two-hander, and then you could actually pick up Soleil's Witchfire and Doombolt and Sigil of Consumption and Possession and deal a lot of Chaos and Lightning damage together. It'd be an interesting concept build because you can pretty much run every damage combo in the game, in my opinion, and this would be where you would go for Lightning Chaos. I don't know that there are a lot of items that actually support it on their own, though. It's probably the rarest combination, I think, because I can't think of an item offhand that's in that combination. I can think of, like, Cold Aether items, which is Screams of the Aether and Wraithwalker boots, and then, like, there's a whole set for Lightning Aether, and there's devotion abilities for Lightning Aether. But, like, something like Lightning Chaos, it's a little weird. But I kind of like things that are kind of weird. So, you could do that. You could also kind of run bleeding damage as well, because you can reduce the target's bleeding resistance with Curse of Frailty. I mean, Bloody Pox, like I mentioned in the Witchblade video, is kind of a ho-hum ability, but it is a bleeding damage ability. And, that does not increase bleeding damage. So you can do some bleed damage with these two abilities. Can you bleed with this? I don't remember if Dreegs bleeds. I don't think so. No, it's all acid poison. But yeah, there are bleed damage things in the Shaman side. It's sort of its like tertiary damage, I think, after Lightning and Vitality. Because it's on Savagery, it's on Grasping Vines, and it's on one of these, I think. Yeah. It's on Feral Hunger. So you can actually do some bleed damage as well. Oh, it's on the Blood Pact Wendigo Totem line. So you could also do a bleed damage build, but I think you could also combine like lightning and bleeding, chaos and bleeding, vitality and bleeding would probably be really powerful as well if you want to be more involved and not so like totemy and dotty. So yeah, it's a very, very like in potentia class combination. But a lot of what the Conjurer is in those two main builds, a pet build and a vitality build. Beyond that, you kind of do run into that like that trap of that I mentioned a lot of like gear dependency and weirdness, but not like bizarreness, but not like debilitating bizarreness. Yeah, so that I think is gonna cover what the Conjurer is. I think it's a good combination. I do list it lower on the tier list though, because beyond like its first two builds, it's a little on the difficult to mesh things side. So we're gonna call that is the Conjurer. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will be back next time for the Witch Hunter, and then the Trickster, and then I think we finish off on the Blade Master. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys then.